Good morning, market snipers. Welcome back. This is Jesse. We're getting started right at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right on the dot as usual. If you're new to the live stream, awesome. Welcome. If you're returning to the live stream, even better. Good to see you back on here. Help me, help you, help me with algorithms. Smash a like, repost the stream, share with your friends and family, all that good stuff. I would appreciate it. On the first half of the live stream, we will cover Bitcoin, altcoins. We'll take a look at stocks, the Magnificent Seven, most likely, indices, all that good stuff. And on the second half of the live stream, put in your chart requests. Let me know what the ticker symbol is. Let me know what the name of the asset type is. Is it crypto? Is it stock? All the details so that we can search for it quickly and keep the live streaming. So with that, welcome back. Here we are looking at Bitcoin broke down. We all know that. We've been watching it. We've been covering it almost every single day. Oh, every day that we've had the live stream, we've covered Bitcoin. Every step of the way, we've been there. Bitcoin did break down. It was a relief rally. It did hit two of the two targets that we talked about at 97,800, which was exactly the same two targets from 2022. And then we were covering the breakdown. I was posting bulls do not want to see candle close below the trading dots. It happened. Bulls do not want to see a sell signal. It happened. Bulls do not want to see a candle close below the upward sloping trend line. It happened. Price went sideways for about a week. And then we saw price starting to move back down quicker. And we posted on X from $81,000 down to $66,000 could happen very quickly. There were a lot of long Bitcoin liquidations, billions of long liquidations. And then at $66,000, we said we could see price go all the way down to $60,000 as well. There's still billions, not as many billions, not as many long liquidations, but we could still see it move down to $60,000, maybe $58,000. And in hindsight, all that turned out to be true, and we got a wick down to $60,000. Then we were talking about, okay, well, we are extended away from the trending dots. We are extended away from the moving averages. So profit taking was happening from the shorts. So anyone who is shorting the big players, wiping out leverage longs. And most likely there was profit taking before a major target of like the 200-week moving average was hit. Profit taking before that. And so now we're just watching it consolidate. Maybe let some more Bitcoin leverage longs build up. And then maybe it takes a week. Maybe it takes 2 weeks. And we'll start to see, and maybe even price comes back up and retests the trading dots first before the next move down, right? So most likely we'll have to adjust this trend line in real time. That's what we'll do. We've got the speculation and the idea out already. And if you've been following me on the live stream, you know we've talked about the Wyckoff distribution that I posted that chart at 123,700. Followed that all the way down, and so on and so on and so on. So we're going to get into all of that today. Don't worry. We're going to cover all the longer term targets. It's possible we see price consolidate. It's possible we see it break down. It's possible we retest the 200-week moving average. That is still the main thesis from the top, is that we would retest the 200-week moving average before we made a new all-time high. And here we are. We got within 3 or 4% of the 200-week moving average, and we're still here. I mapped out several reasons why we could see price come down, hit this target area, by the end of February. So we'll see if that happens or not, right? Several reasons why all that could happen. And we've got plenty more charts to take a look at. So how are we doing over here on the comments? Where we at? Where we at? Comment. Arnold, longtime market sniper. What's up? Hi from Europe. You have really nailed it with that move down. Thank you, George Hill 2046. I appreciate that. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for smashing the like button, all that stuff. All this isn't because I'm a perma bear. I am not a perma bear. I'm a perma swing trader. And the purpose of all this is to buy the right dip. Buy the right dip. So you could dollar cost average all the way down. I ran some calculations. If you dollar cost average, every $10,000 down, you're down on your money at least 20%. At least. So, okay, I guess that's okay. I just prefer not to dollar cost average down in a bear market. If I were to dollar cost average, I would dollar cost average personally underneath the 200-week moving average. Obviously, none of this is financial advice. Obviously, this is for education purposes only, and hopefully find a little bit of entertainment along the way, like making fun of me. But if historically, if you were to dollar cost average underneath the 200-week moving average, like I talked about in 2021, 2022, historically, you would have been, on the last time it did that in 2022, you would have been buying the dip under $20,000. Now, I will personally still wait to buy the right dip. I will still wait for a higher probability of a reversal because this time could be different. We don't know. We don't have a magic crystal ball. We just stack probabilities. We stack momentum. We stack everything to align in our favor, but we don't have a magic crystal ball. So like I bought the dip January 4th, 2023 at $16,800 Bitcoin. I'm not worried about missing the bottom. The goal is to capture the bottom minus 5 to 8%. If we capture the bottom minus 10 to 13%, it's a win. It's a massive win. I was able to help my mom flip $3,500 cash, sold near the top at 12,000 and locked in 12,500 cash. And look how much more Bitcoin she'll be able to buy now, right? So the purpose is, yes, we know 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. We know that. Thank you. Yes, we do know that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, we do know 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. But what if you could take profits up here and then buy back down at the right dip? I sold Bitcoin at 61,000 in November 2021. I bought my first leverage Bitcoin at 5x leverage at 16,800. During that time from the top to the bottom, I also shorted Ethereum with 10x leverage. So it is possible. It is possible, right? So here we are. Mighty Kirk, market sniper in the house. What's up, Mighty Kirk? Have you seen the updates on the screener and that's been embedded into our own charting system now? Woo-wee. Getting the upgrades going. AI coming soon, buddy. AI coming soon. Admin already has it. Good morning, Jesse. Artos Basos. Am I saying that correctly? If not, make fun of me. Go ahead. Misspell my name. Are we going to have a massive rally up after finding a local bottom? The momentum is to the downside, Artos Basos. We expect bounces. We expect dead cat bounces. We expect relief rallies, like we expected this 21% relief rally over here. I don't know what massive rally means. What are you defining as a massive rally? That can mean different things for different people. We do expect bounces, and we'll take it step by step, but the momentum is to the downside, not only on the daily chart, but the weekly chart, the 2-week chart, the 3-week chart, the monthly chart. So the momentum is to the downside. So any bounces we're expecting to get sold off as of now. And it's going to take time for the ship to get turned around. I mean, we have longer term targets. So we stick around. We're going to show you those. We do have longer term targets. This is a shorter term target. We have longer term targets that are lower. This is a shorter term target. Good morning, good evening, good morning, good evening, sweet canary. The canary in the coal mine MicroStrategy led us the way again. Yes, love it. Feel like I don't need to use TradingView anymore. We're still using TradingView as a bridge. Shout out to TradingView. But we've built our own charting software through Python instead of PineScript. And one day we may not need TradingView, but we still use TradingView as a bridge. We've built our own online community on our website portal, but we are still using Discord as a bridge. One day we may not need Discord or TradingView. We have both built. We're using both. The reason why Discord, why the motivation to have our own online community is to eliminate impersonators who are trying to scam us, right? So just quick, we've never taken $1 of affiliate money. We don't have any sponsors or anything like that. So we'll just take a quick 2-minute break here and just show you. You can go to our website, marketsniper.pro. You can find that on my profile or Market Sniper Pro profile. And you can see where we still need to update some of this, but you get the gist of all the features and the plans. We've consolidated down to one plan because it truly was the most popular. So there was no point in having the $9 or the $29. So we just kept it with the $49. Way too cheap, by the way. AI says we should be at $199 for everything that we have. We do have about 20% of the people choosing the $490. That comes out to about $40 a month because you save 2 months free. There are no refunds. So probably 80% of the people choose $49 a month because there's no refunds. Cancel anytime. We're not trying to hold your subscription hostage. Cancel anytime. It was just your subscription would run out through the end of the month or through the end of the year, but there's no refunds, right? So just make sure you know that it's cheap enough that we're not charging $200 a month yet. One day we probably will because of all the API costs, all the API calls with AI that we're going to be rolling out, the data, the API data that we have, all that stuff is going to cost money. All of it already costs money. And we continue to reinvest way too much money back into our tools. So that's that. But there are no refunds. So maybe you want to do the $49 a month. Worst case scenario, you're in it for a week or two, you cancel, you don't like it, you get access but it's like, as of right now, after 3 months, it's about like a less than a 3 to 5% cancellation rate right now. It's insane how much value this is, honestly. So anyways, this is our own charting system. This is the weekly chart. This is the daily chart. we have our own indicators built on, and in the indicators, you can filter it by sniper. So these are our own algorithms that we had originally built on TradingView. We have now built on to our own charting system. And it's not TradingView Lite or anything like that. We literally built it from the ground up. So you can select all indicators. You can select sniper, trend, momentum, volatility. But if you go to all, I have selected on here auto trend lines. These trend lines were not drawn by me, although I would have drawn them this way, right? So you can see it's got our all. I have the sniper candles selected. So buy, getting overbought, reversal, sell, buy, sell, getting oversold, reversal, buy, sell, oversold, reversal, right? Consolidating, still bearish though. So we have that. We have a lot of other indicators too: supply and demand zones, gap detection, auto trend lines. I have that one on there. Moving averages, weighted moving averages, all the things that we think is important. We have the Ichimoku. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. The Ichimoku cloud, right? For example, you can add that on, change all the settings, change the style, the visibility, all that stuff, right? And then boom, Ichimoku cloud, right? So I don't personally use it, but I know some of my uh like Washigora uses it and stuff on I follow him, he follows me on X, all that stuff. But it doesn't stop there. Okay, cool. You got a trading a chart system, right? But then we have the screener and we have the watch list. And the screener, we moved it to over here. It was over here and you had to go separately. Now we have it built right in. Then you could add a filter, RSI divergence on the daily chart. Add a filter. And we don't have meme coins or anything like that. So you would need TradingView if you want meme coins and all the extras. But we're doing real things that we're really trading. ETFs, stocks, crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Apple, Tesla, all the major ones, like 4,100 major assets that you can chart. MACD divergence, right? Filter down to 145 results from 4,000 already. Then you can click on it and then it's going to chart it for you, automatically chart it for you, right? Go to the next one, right? Automatically going to chart it for you. So there's multiple ways to filter it out and just go through the list. So the whole purpose is find the asset before the breakout. Oversold, reversal, buy signal, breaking downward trend lines, boom. When are you going to take profit? Overbought, reversal. So much. You can create alerts. And then coming soon, analyze this KOS chart. We've trained our AI on 70 plus hours of recorded coaching videos. We've trained our AI on 7,500 chart posts, and it's all going to be released to the sniper soon. This is admin as of right now. It doesn't stop there. We got the online community. We got the recorded coaching. This used to be $79 a month, the recorded coaching videos. I put in the work 3 months back in 2022. It's all valid today. And of course, we got the dashboard. And of course, it's all going to be ran in together. And we have charts, all that stuff by myself, or setups too, right? So that's where we're at. And that's where we're going. So we're going to go. We have some crazy ideas. Well, I have some crazy ideas, and we're working to implement those every single day. So exciting stuff. But here we are. Bitcoin is consolidating, letting the training dots catch up. We talked about that on previous live streams. Let the trending dots catch up. London, UK, not so sexy news. What's up, Lawrence? What's up? Lost 6 figures. Been watching you for a while. Can I donate here for some reason? It's not working. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if you can or not. I did set up the X subscription. It's like $3. People ask me about donating, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll set that up. I don't offer any extra content on there, and I state that, but I guess people use $3 a month there. as a donation, but that's all I know about. Why can't we trade in Forex, sir? Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. By massive rally, I mean going somewhere in 85. 85. You never want to say it's not possible, but I'm not seeing that whatsoever. We just saw the $80,000 to $97,000. That was a relief rally. And I talked about uh may not be able to see $90,000 for a while, right? Just as up over here, one of my X posts back in October was you may not see Bitcoin, you may not be able to sell your Bitcoin at $110,000 for a while. And that while I was meaning a year, 2 years, right? We don't know, but a while. So that's where we're at right now. So the training dots trajectory, right? And then could see a big move down, and we'll take it level by level, but possible, but not probable. I'm not seeing it. We just had the $80,000 to $97,000 rally. Not many new live trades on Market Sniper recently. Yeah, I'm never gonna force trades, and knowing that most people um only feel comfortable taking long positions, and there's a lot of the assets that I'm looking at are bearish. A lot of times it's going to be, patience. Obviously, it's not a copy trading service whatsoever. I would be charging $200 a month if it was a copy trading service. This is $49 a month. It's for educational purposes only. So, if I'm going to be doing live trades all day, every day, I'm going to be charging way more. So, I charge $49, but the right setup, let the setups come to you. And most people feel more comfortable trading long positions because maybe they're only doing spot or whatever. So that plays a factor. I spend most of my energy and time building out tools to help people. And of course, I got to do my own trades as well. So a lot of reasons why, but it's $49 a month. My brother Jesse in the house. Brian Esquivel, 1575. Brian Esquivel, is that right? Got it. Thanks for the play. Yep. Hello. Ficos 83. Hello. Yep. Okay. So there we go. We got a lot more Bitcoin charts. Let's get it going. Let's go over the weekly chart. The weekly chart that I put out on October 10th, the week of October 6th. And here we are. I put this chart out, and now we are in to the 18th week. The 18th week. I got a lot of clown comments back here. I got a lot of clown comments. Clown. You're still a clown. We're going to make new all-time highs. Jesse, you're a clown. Jesse, you're a clown. Good thing I have thick skin, right? With all the clown comments and all the hate that I got, hopefully I get the equal amount of love now, right? Hopefully I get the equal amount of love because I got a lot of clown comments. I got a lot of hate comments, but I'm always going to show you what I see in the charts, whether bullish posts outperform bearish posts. It's proven. I proved that in 2022. But no matter if they do that or not, I'll always post what I see on the charts. Always. So it was looking like doji candle on Heikin-Ashi, right, as well. And then, of course, the next week was more confirmation with the candle close below the trending dots, and then continued to get zoom in here a little bit, closes below. And then you can see, like, even on the Heikin-Ashi, there's no wick there. So the momentum is pushing harder to the downside, pushing harder to the downside, pushing harder to the downside. And this fractal was laid out on October 10th. I didn't put this fractal out in November or December or January or February. I put this fractal out on October 10th. So here we are. We said on October 10th, don't expect the fractal to play out exactly. It's just for idea purposes. It followed it. It was kind of like behind schedule. Now it's ahead of schedule. So, but not only one target, check, back in November. 2 targets, November. Relief rally. 3 targets, check, in February. Nearly hitting target 4 in February. Will we hit target 4 in February? Right? Will we hit target 4 in February? Well, this chart suggests the end of February we could hit target 4, right? Target 4 is the beginning of target 4 is right around 58,000, right where the 200-week moving average is. Getting into target 4 a little bit more would be down in here, and then I have several reasons why we could actually see this little mini target, $52,000 in the beginning of it, about 53,000, all by the end of February, right? So it's possible. It's possible. I wouldn't draw it if I didn't think it was possible, right? Multiple reasons why. Multiple reasons why. Not just one, not just shooting from the hip. I spent some time on it last night. I didn't even get the post out till 10 p.m. because I was making sure I had it as dialed in as possible. See if we can get even more precision on that bounce, on that drop, and then maybe a bounce after that, and then we'll see what happens, and so on and so on. So the weekly chart continues to drop. It is ultra bearish on Heikin-Ashi. I better leave those. I don't. It must be for a different chart. But it's ultra bearish. Sometimes when the magic happens to the downside, just as when it's getting overbought, it's ultra bullish. Sometimes when the magic happens, still an inside joke from 2022. We left it on the indicator. I love it. So sometimes when the magic happens, right? Also known as oversold, can remain oversold. So that's where we're at right now. Still no wick on here. Could push lower. It's early in the week. Maybe it just closes there. And then the next week, and maybe it comes back down and hits this area. That would be at about 55,000. The bottom of it would be about that 52,000. So several reasons to get lower, below 59,000. You got the 200-week moving average, which is my main thesis, still is. And then, of course, you get into the middle of the target, longer-term target 4, which has been on the chart since October 10th. Bitcoin hit this longer-term target 4, all the multiple reasons why of target 4 in 2022. Bitcoin did hit longer-term target 5, multiple reasons why, at that $40,000 range, but maybe not for a while. We're looking at, a 52-week possible bear market. I wouldn't expect it to get hit right away, right? It could, but I think it takes longer. So if you get another drop over here, and then maybe there's some bullish divergence, right? Some bullish divergence similar to 2022, come down the 200-week moving average, drop down 30%, come back up, come back down, put in bullish divergence, and then we're buying the right dip. Called out bullish divergence November 2022, called it out, talked about it, waited, and then boom, we got a buy signal on the daily chart. And then, of course, the next week on January 11th, I had posted we had a buy signal on the regular candles for Bitcoin weekly chart, but I was all over it, and I was personally buying at 16,800 with 5x leverage. So I was ready to buy the right dip, and so I'm not worried about buying the dip all the way down, trying to catch a falling knife. It's going to take time for the momentum to get turned around on the higher time frames. The momentum is to the downside on higher time frames, and why, even though I think it's a lot better DCA strategy to dollar cost average down in here, there's always that one possibility that if Bitcoin experiences a dot-com bubble-like crash or a 2008-like crash, which it never has, then it's possible, if it is experienced it, then I'm going to say Bitcoin's going to go lower than target 5. If it's not experiencing a dot-com or a 2008 like bubble crash and it's more like 2022, then this is still my main thesis. But where I change my mind is if there's a dot-com or 2008 like crash, Bitcoin's going lower than target 5, in my personal opinion. Where we at? Let me just check something real quick. How we doing? Yeah, odd. Okay. What else? No other comments. Let's just keep going. Let's get right back into it. So that's the weekly chart. We're still going to cover the higher time frames as well. This is still a higher time frame, the weekly chart. We're looking for direction. If you're an investor, right, you could probably use the weekly chart or a 2-week chart and outperform most. So, my personal opinion, especially those who are still calling for a super cycle or a 5-year cycle or the business cycle or whatever the case may be, whatever the M2 global fractal or, $500,000 Bitcoin by end of 2025, $250,000 Bitcoin by end of 2025, $7,000 Ethereum by the end of 20. So you get the point. Let's go to candles. So you can see it was the sell signal over here. Then the following week, right? The week of October 13th, buy signal, but it was battling and it was looking like it was going down. And of course, had the other sell signal over here, and it's been bearish ever since. So it's the weekly chart. What's this one? Okay. It's this one. Yep. This was the bear flag, right? So we had this drawn out. If that's the pole, and that's the flag, right? Another reason to get down into that area. Another reason to get into target 4. And we posted this one already. We posted this one way back here. So another reason to get back here. I know it's very many were talking, call me a clown, whatever, for this head and shoulders drawing. I don't care. Right? I don't care. I don't care if it's textbook or not, whatever you say. But it's another possibility to get into that 51,000 area. So multiple reasons on patterns on top of it, right? So many reasons. You got the head, you got the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder breakdown. Someone would draw it more like this, right? You could draw it like that, I guess. That takes even lower. So just trying to stay more conservative on this initial big push down. And so that's where we're at right now. You have that bear flag. We're cooking today, aren't we? This is a weekly chart. Oh, probably gotta fix it. That's all right. We'll just leave it. Doesn't matter. The main thing is that it's breaking down, and most likely, if that's the pull, this could be the target area. And it's just the patterns. I only use them for, like what I'm already seeing on the charts. Do the patterns align with what I'm already seeing? I would never use a pattern by itself. You could. I just don't think it's a high enough win rate. Similar to uh Wyckoff by itself. I see so many Wyckoff, self-proclaimed Wyckoff experts completely missed the Wyckoff distribution at the top on October 8th when I posted it. And then called me, basically they didn't call me a clown, but they're like, "Oh, you didn't do this XYZ on the Wyckoff chart, blah blah blah. You got it so wrong." Yet they're the ones that missed the Wyckoff distribution at the top. So that was the first time I ever drew it, and I'm 1 for 1. So maybe I should be the self-proclaimed Wyckoff expert. I'm not, but maybe I should be. Just kidding. And then Elliott waivers. Oh, it's the correction of the super cycle. Same thing as 2022, and they completely missed it. So self-proclaimed Elliott waivers missing it again. Same ones missed it. So does it really matter, right? So if it aligns with what I'm already seeing based off of how we look at the charts and the algorithms and our momentum and all that stuff, right? Divergences. Okay, then I'm into it. But if all by itself, I don't think it's reliable. So that's the weekly chart. Let's see, what other one are we looking at? Have the magnet down here. Ooh. So this is a weekly chart. Let me. How do I X out of this? Which one is this? Bitstamp. Leave. Okay, there we go. I don't know. It was on replay. Weekly chart, right? Still bearish momentum to the downside. Trending dots, right? Still bearish momentum to the downside. Trending dots. Let's go to the 2-week chart. The trending dots are red on the 2-week chart. They were not red back in March 2025. They were not red in August 2024. Those were local tops, right? The trending dots were not red on the two-week chart in June 2021. They did flip red in 2022. That was a bear market, right? So here we are. Almost tagged the 200-week moving average. Did tag the 200-week moving average. And that initial big capitulation drop below the 200-week moving average. Let's see. Wicked down 23%. If that were to happen again, and we don't know if it will or not, that would take us past the $52,000. So it's possible. right? So $52,000 doesn't seem crazy to me. I put out some crazy charts, but that one doesn't seem crazy as of right now. That's a 2-week chart. It's bearish, right? It's going to take time for the trending dots to come down and flip back. It's going to take time. The 3-week chart, the red trending dots, there are red trending dots, right? No red trending dots here. No candle closes below the 3-week chart on the trending dots. No red trending dots. No candle closes below. Multiple candle closes below. We talked about it back here. End of October, we talked about it. We just saw a 3-week candle close below. I pointed out and posted on X. There's a bearish engulfing candle on the 3-week chart. Many faded that. Many called me a clown. Many faded that. I talked about it when price was down here and it was pushing back up. And I talked about it and talked about it. And then we had a bearish engulfing candle. I even put this fractal out over here, signaling at the very least, we'll probably see at least a local top of 32% drop. And then we got 36% drop. Then we got the relief rally of 21%. And here we are, down 52% wick to wick so far. Trending dots flipped red. Never had a 3-week candle close below the trending dots. This time was different on 2022. This time was different end of 2025. So here we are. Been calling it the entire way. Andrew, take home for 26. Yeah, a lot of that is probably clickbait. I think not too long ago he was probably calling for $500,000, right? So I don't really pay attention, honestly. I don't. A lot of that is noise, narratives, or they're doing it for clicks. We're doing it for actual reasons to buy the right dip. We want to buy the right dip. I am using real money. I have to be more accurate than I am wrong. I have to be. My livelihood depends on it. I'm not just trading a $1 million paper trading account and calling it a real account. So, real world, real life, not just meme, not just trying to grow, not just trying to get clicks, right? We want clicks. Yes, we want clicks, but we're doing it for accuracy, reputation, and truly try to help people, right? Truly try to help people. That's the monthly chart. Sell signal, multiple candle closes below the trending dots. Didn't even come back to retest the trending dots in April. Didn't even come back to test the trending dots in 2024, right? Came back and retested the trending dots in November 2025. That's bear market scenario. Never came back and retested the trending dots in 2021, in July 2021. Came back and tested the trending dots January 2022. Bear market behavior. The momentum is to the downside. We talked about it. We covered it. What is this based off the weekly chart, I think? A while back, talked about this scenario, right? And here we are. Here we are. Momentum on the weekly chart. Momentum RSI. Oh, it's the lowest it's been since 2022. It's bullish. No, it's not. That means it's bearish because it could always go lower and it could stay there, right? It's not bullish until we see bullish divergence, until we see a higher low, right? So it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time. And we will be ready for it. We are ready for it. That is Bitstamp on the 1 week, HODL, continuing to fill gaps and create new gaps, right? A lot of older gaps, and they've been getting filled. I removed them because this whole chart was filled with gaps, and we wiped out a lot of the gaps. I talked about it way back here on the Head and Shoulders. If we're filling gaps down here, Bitcoin is at $67,000, and Bitcoin went down to $60,000 when HODL was filling gaps all the way down here, right? Fill this gap here at $20. You can go back to the live streams. I said it countless times all the way down. If HODL is filling this gap at $19, Bitcoin is under 70,000 and around 67,000. If these Bitcoin ETFs like HODL come all the way back down and test the all-time low, Bitcoin is at $38,000, $39,000. It's very possible we come all the way back down, hit longer term target 5. When? We don't know. We don't have a magic crystal ball. We can stack probabilities. We can do fractals. We can forecast. We can speculate. We still don't have a magic crystal ball. But if Bitcoin does come all the way back down here and HODL retests the all-time low, January 24th, 2024, Bitcoin will be at 39,000, 38,000, high 38,000, below $40,000. It is possible. It is possible. A lot of times that will happen. Doesn't mean it's going to 100%, but it's another reason why. There's so many reasons why price could go down that low. And of course, it could always go lower. We don't know. So futures, we had it mapped out. We're watching it. Create a new gap. It's possible creates another new gap similar to the CME gap at 28,000. That was one of our first targets coming out of the bear market in 2022. And I posted that CME gap January 11th with breaking out of the downward wedge, the bullish divergence. We've got receipts for it all. This is not just all made up. We got receipts on all of it. Bitcoin versus gold. We've been talking about it. We've been covering it. Every live stream. This is the first time in Bitcoin's history we've ever seen the 200-week moving average start to be downward sloping. That's not bullish. That is bearish. This is the first time in Bitcoin's history that RSI against gold is down at 35.32. Many will say that is bullish. That is not bullish. That is bearish, because they also said it was bullish when RSI was at 42, and then it went to 41, and then it closed at 38, and now we're at 35. That's not bullish. That's bearish. It's bearish momentum. Relative strength is leaving. Relative strength closed below this 11-year trend line. It regained it quickly in 2022. And then this trend line going back to 2019, 7 years ago, hit that trend line and could be closing below it in February. That's not bullish. That is bearish momentum to the downside. And it's possible we see bearish momentum to the downside until October, right? Maybe it lasts longer, maybe not. But it's possible we see bearish momentum until October. Why? Because we're looking at cycles, whether you want to call it the 4-year cycle or the 4-year minus 1 month. 4-year minus 1 month. Possibly the 4-year minus 1 month, right? So you got the bottom, January 2015, RSI. 48 months later, RSI found the bottom. 47 months later, it found the bottom. 46 months later, maybe we'll find the bottom on October 2026. We don't know for sure, but we're just stacking probabilities on top of probabilities on top of probabilities. We didn't get lucky once on one bear market. Many called me lucky probably in 2021, 2022. Then we bought the right dip. Then they started not calling me so lucky. Then we talked about Wyckoff distribution October 8th. And people have already seen my calls in the past, and they didn't fade it. Some still did. There's newer followers, right? And then the October 10th, I laid out the entire Bitcoin bear market, and we're checking off target after target after target and almost the fourth target. So here we are, still trending in the bear market with the roadmap laid out 18 weeks ago. Not yesterday, not last month, not December 2025, October 10th. So here we are. I'm not worried about catching a falling knife. I will wait to buy the right dip. So there we go. That's not good. You don't want a downward sloping 200-week moving average. Let's see. Bitcoin versus the euro already tagged the 200-week moving average. Already went below it, right? Not by much, but it went below it 3 or 4%, right? So I had this on there. It tagged it already. What else? What else? This was based off of like the daily chart, right? Just another view of similar things that takes down a $1 trillion asset, basically. Let's go weekly chart, XRP. The main thesis was close below this pivot point, come back, retest the 200-week moving average, and it did. Right? Ethereum, below the 200-week moving average. Never closed higher with a monthly. Wicked higher, made a new all-time high with a wick and lower time frames. But interesting on the monthly, it never made a higher high. It made a lower high in the monthly. Now we have a downward sloping 200-week moving average on Ethereum. That's not bullish. That's bearish. Chainlink, downward sloping 200-week moving average. It's not bullish. That's bearish. Cardano, downward sloping 200-week moving average. 25 cents. Came all the way down to 22 cents. Back to same price as it was January 2021. Never a guarantee that you're going to go make a new all-time high if you're dollar cost averaging, right? If you're dollar cost averaging, though, the only issue I see is that you're down and you've been dollar cost averaging for 4 years. So you're not making money. You're most likely still down. Not as much, but you're still down. And you're losing ground against inflation. Because this is Cardano against the dollar. Right? You're losing money against inflation. That's why I still don't dollar cost average. Case in point. Case in point right here. All go. You could be dollar cost averaging all the way down. No thanks. Algo is retesting the all-time lows and could be taking that out. H bar, downward sloping. XLM, slightly downward sloping. Back below it. Near, downward sloping since January. MicroStrategy. Let's go to the weekly chart. We laid out this MicroStrategy chart with the Adam and Eve double top pattern back in October 2025. Four months ago, right? We talked about it. We covered it. We were all over the bearish engulfing candle on the daily chart at the top. It was a question mark. Is the top in? In hindsight, it was. Came all the way down here, dropped 50, 60%. Relief rally, Adam and Eve double top pattern, bearish engulfing candle, sell signal on the weekly chart. The thesis was that price would come back down, retest the 200-week moving average. It did. Hit the 200-week moving average. Wicked all the way down to 100, under $106, 105 almost. This Adam and Eve double top pattern would take price all the way down below $80, right? Laid out this potential. This fractal is from 2021, 2022, 2023, right? It's a long fractal. Down, up, down, maybe all the way down, bounce, drop, bounce, drop, and then maybe buy the right dip, right? October 2026, that fractal lines up with. We've done the work. We've done the research. Doesn't mean it's going to play out, but we've put a countless, obsessive amount of study and time into this. Not only this month, this year, last year, the year before, 2023, 2022, 2021, 2020. Have studied this, have obsessed over it, have posted my calls, and here we are. Here we are, right? Here we are. MicroStrategy is in a bear market. Once you take out this pivot point over here, like XRP and like Bitcoin already has as well, the probabilities increase that we're going to hit the 200-week moving average, right? What else? Flat on SP 500 NASDAQ. Gold, flat. Still ultra bullish on the higher time frames. It's still currently buy the dip season, just like it was back over here until proven otherwise, but could go through a topping pattern, could put in bearish divergence, could put it in a lower high. A lot of possibilities. Silver looks different. Higher time frames are still bullish, but not as ultra bullish as gold. Bearish engulfing candle, possible lower high below trading dots. So silver looks a little bit different. Dollar playing out basically how we drew it back here. We drew it breakdown, a consolidation. I don't know. IDK. I don't know. Thanks for the content. Join Market Snipers. Oh, nice. Looking forward to learning. Hoping to recover for the next cycle and buy the right dip. Yeah, so this happened. This is like deja vu, right? This happened the first quarter of 2022. And I ended up starting the Discord end of February 2022. And everyone who came in February, March, April, all said the same thing. And we had that relief rally to $48,000 Bitcoin, which we already had the relief rally to 97,000. So it's a little bit different. But the relief rally and all over the Discord, I was in all those chart posts are still there. You can search for it by my name, Jesse, Bitcoin, whatever. And we're talking about shorting the bounce, shorting the bounce, shorting the bounce, 48,000 relief rally, March to April. But I was shorting the bounce on Ethereum, not Bitcoin. And those who didn't get out at 65,000, some of the market snipers told me It's not a copy trading service, educational purposes only. They told me back then that they saw my posts. They decided to get out themselves at $48,000 Bitcoin, and then they're buying back lower. They didn't wait to buy the right dip. They jumped the gun, some of them, and we're dollar cost averaging at 20,000. But still, in hindsight, it was better than you know riding it all the way down because they were able to double their Bitcoin. So, but 97,000 was the relief rally and hit the exact same two targets, and then price dropped 60,000. So, patience, spend the time learning. Uh, Bear markets have lasted a year in the past. We don't know how long this one's going to last. Could be shorter, could be longer, right? Or it could be the 12 months as it has been in the past. But spend more time learning and getting your system dialed in and your plan or your strategy attack, whether you're on a swing trader, investor on the higher time frames, blah, blah, blah. And you'll save money by spending more time learning. So, but welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. So that's $1. What are we at? How much time do we have? Oh, we've been live charting for an hour. Okay. Let's keep going. What else? What else? AGQ got demolished. 73% drop. Wow. Solana. What else? What else? Bounce still proven otherwise. Downward sloping below the 200. Let's go to the Magnificent 7. Someone asked me about hymns yesterday. App. Oracle. Google had a sell signal. Bearish divergence. No lower high as of yet. No lower high as of yet. So, which means, it could come down lower, right? But then maybe it bounces back up into the trading dots, and that would be the higher probability that price is coming down lower, right? Trading dots, lower high, bearish divergence. So, Google, PLTR, like is that example, bearish divergence came down, lower high, even got back above the trading dots, and just it took longer. Like it was more of a rounded top. SQQQ, Meta, Apple. Is that going to be a lower high? Maybe. Bearish divergence, lower high. UNH, Nvidia, flat. QQQ, coming back up into the trading dots. NASDAQ, coming back up in the trading dots. Covered it. SP 500. Currently above the red trending dots. Could make a lower high. SPY. Amazon. It's bullish until it's not. And then when it's not, it drops, right? Sometimes they'll do it overnight and you miss the opportunity, right? So, ANF. Speaking of, we missed the opportunity to buy the dip. They gapped it up hard. I didn't want to chase. And we're like, okay, we'll catch it on the way down, right? Nope. Gapped it down. Sell signal. Didn't want to chase. They got me not once, but they got me twice. on missed entries, but I'm not going to chase, right? I want to see the breaking out in real time. I want to see the pending buy signal, all that stuff, and rock and roll. I want to see the pending sell signal, the breaking down of the trending dots, all that stuff. I'm not going to watch a gap and go. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to chase it. But still gets me. Not once, but twice they gap it down. Ay, ay, ay. It's all good though. Just look for the next one. Dow Jones making new all-time high. Bum, bum, bum. $50,000 Dow Jones. TQQ below the trailing dots. Trade each chart individually. If I talk about the NASDAQ starting to break down, someone says, well, what about the Dow Jones? Trade each one separately. If they start breaking correlation, one will catch up to the other. One will be leading, one will be lagging. That's my thoughts on it. Microsoft hit 4 out of 4 targets to the downside. We had this huge gap on it at the top. There was bearish divergence. Hit target 1, hit target 2, hit target 3, hit target 4. We could see price come down and hit the 200-week moving average at some point, right? Big gap for a large market cap, and it crushed it. Crushed that gap. SMCI, we're going to get a bigger bounce here, right? Bullish divergence, higher low. Tesla came all the way down to 387, retesting training dots as of right now. ASST, is that crypto or stock? Yeah, I'll circle back, but let me know all the details on it. Netflix, what a drop. What a drop. And then over here, we talked about would it build out like a smaller right shoulder, right? Would it build out a small right shoulder? That would be crazy. So I think that's about it there. We'll double check 69,600. I'm not expecting too many fireworks on Bitcoin this week, right? So let the trending dots kind of catch up. Maybe pump back up higher, 73,000, 74,000. And then maybe we see some fireworks after that. So yeah, I covered this already. So you're gonna have to go back on the live stream. But yeah, I covered it. I went full details for like 30 to 45 minutes. But yeah, I covered it. So that's that. Let's go back, see if there's any other chart requests. I think that's the only chart request. Okay. Look at Strive, ASST. I'm gonna have to do all because I don't have the stock. Okay, yeah. Thank you. Yep. It's got it. Found it. Thank you. I just did all. And so if you just look, if you're just, just zoom out. If you zoom out, the top was at 268. And it's been in a bear market ever since. Right? Down 96%. So it's bearish. Closes huge gap over here at $12. Still bearish on the daily chart. Still bearish on the weekly chart. I mean, some would say that it's been in a bear market since January 2023, actually. That's crazy. Must have been stock split. Yeah. Stock split. 1 to 5. Uh-huh. You know, this is another case example. Oh, another stock split. 120. Wow. Okay. So you probably have to go log, right? Yeah, you have to go log because percentage wise and all that. But regardless, you never know how long the bear market's going to last, right? What is that? 3 years so far? It's not much value I can add. 2-week chart, monthly chart. That's about it. There's not much I could show you there. If you're looking to buy the dip or buy it's got some work to do. There's a gap up here. So that would be those are some pivot points. It's just in a massive downtrend. So I don't know what to tell you. It's just bearish. It's in a bear market. So nothing yet. A little bit of it's not even, I don't even want to say it because it just made a new low, right? There was bullish divergence, but then it's going to make another low. So, yep, that's about it on there. So I think that we're going to call it here. It's gone over an hour, 15 minutes. Got some late requests, but remind me tomorrow because we already covered MSTR. So circle back on that. But remind me if you want me to take a look at something, make sure to get your requests in early. But we're going to hold off till tomorrow now because we're already an hour and 13 minutes in. So with that, we will continue to sniper the markets together. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you for helping me, help me with the algorithms. And we'll see you tomorrow on the next live stream. Adios.